July 25th, 2001. We're at the area that is shown as the Hill and Davis claims, pretty close to that. It just shows you the complexity that we've got in an area that's undergoing active exploration. Now, these are old dumps. Some of these are old dumps. That one down there assuredly is. That one right there probably is. And you can see the road cut up above it that comes up here. Now the Atlanta Gold, of course, this is a finer material here, is where they've drilled a hole on this pad, and they've cut pads, you know, or trenches literally all over the place up in here. That's where their hole went down right there. So makes for an interesting area, and of course, since it's been burned, if there was anything that would have remotely have given you a clue, mine timbers, anything like that, are pretty much all gone. So I think up on the top there is where one of the old shafts is. There's a hole full of water, and you drop a rock in it, and it sounds like it's pretty deep. Which one we can make a guess when we get up there, but we'll go up there and set a site there. But you can see down through the trees down through here all the trenches and drill roads that the companies have put in, which have essentially obliterated many of the signs of the old workings. So with that, we'll take a look at what is probably a dump up in there and fade on out. Still July 25th, 2001. We're at the Hill and Davis claims that we've given the number B 7250109. And this is the point of attraction, is this what looks like just an old mud hole, except if you chuck a rock in there, and we will do so. Oh, you can see what happens to it. Well, nice chuck. Not very good. We'll chuck another one. They're all small. You can hear that ploop. Sounds like that water might be down there a little ways. Anyway, this is all chopped up in here. This is the dump that we were standing on, or that we were pointing at with the camera before. You can see that white material over there, that's the drill cuttings. That's right where we videoed this spot from. And fair amount of holes in the area, if you will. There was supposed to be some adits in here, but we can see no sign of any adits. The dumps, there's another drill hole right there. Some casing for it. The drill hole, the adits probably have just been obliterated by the new exploration process. Now you can see how iron stained this rock is. We're just right on the trend of the main Atlanta lode right now, and the Monarch is just right over the ATV there, about another quarter of a mile. So we're going to hustle on over there and get some pictures of that. There just is not a lot to say about the Hill and Davis. Anyway, whatever this group of claims is that we just mentioned earlier, Hill and Davis, I think it is, claims. So with that, we're going to fade on out from over there by the water hole and call it good for this property. It's July 25th, 2001. We're at a shaft which is on the road, which goes from the Monarch to the southwest, past the Buffalo shaft, and then to the Hill and Davis group, which is the last stop we were at. By the way, that water at the Hill and Davis group is only about 18 inches deep, but it's odd that there's water on the top of the ridge, even that much of it this time of the year in that little pit. So maybe an adit in there instead of a shaft. But this certainly looks like a collapsed shaft, or it's collapsed into somebody's workings, maybe into a stope. It's a pit. Actually, it's a shaft because we know there's some waste material around. It's a pit about 25 feet by 20 feet in diameter, kind of obloid thing. The dump is not huge, but again, this is the dump that we're looking at here, but the mining company has put a drill pad in over what was probably part of the dump. So we're not quite sure where it is. There's a possibility, as we noted, this could either be the part of the Hill and Davis group, or possibly the Buffalo Shaft, although I don't think we're quite far enough east for the Buffalo Shaft. We have got GPS on it though, and you can see festooned with ribbons throughout the thing. Big tree growing kind of at an angle, or bushes growing at an angle out of it, and no doubt about it, definitely a hazard to folks who are coming up here with snowmobiles and so on. There's one leg of the dump, if you can see it in the sun, cutting out there to the northwest. So not an inconsequential feature for this area. Now the road, which we came down on, is right up above the top of the pit here. So everything's kind of in proximity to one another. There's no samples to take here. The dump is not impinging on anything. So with that, we'll take a look down into the bottom of the pit. We zoom down in there into that tree and fade out.